Welcome to Game Face Ohio's coverage of the 2017 St. Mary's SummerFest Parade. My name is Mike Hurd alongside Jim Heistan as we get this one started. Jim, first of all, an absolutely beautiful day here in St. Mary's.
Yes, it is. Great day. Great weather. That'd be the Sheriff Owl.
He seems like already, as just getting started, he's having a good time.
Yep.
This is, I tell you what, you look up and down the street and people as far as you can see not only come out to enjoy the great food and great weather, but an absolutely terrific parade that you guys put on here every year.
Yes, the guys put a lot of work into it, and they got it by, I think last number I heard was somewhere between 100 and 120 entries.
And that's impressive too, because really the list of people in the community that have come out to be a part of it and not only have come to see it, but it's impressive to see how that's grown year after year.
Yes, it's very, very good. It's the way the people go back to the community and help the community.
And I love the rule too of it's made a couple of different people I know that are in the parade have to get off to go throw out candy, and you get a little bit of exercise that way too.
Yes, they should pass the candy out alongside the road instead of throwing it to keep the kids from running out in front of everything.
Seems like a good idea for the fact that you have all the utilities leading the parade.
Yeah.
As you get to see the ladder 146 and the fire trucks go by.
Councilman Bobby Fitzgerald.
It's one of my favorite people. And these parades are so much fun. Growing up just up the road in Spencerville, we got to be, my dad being a fireman, got to be in a lot of parades like this. And what I always love is when you get to see the look on their kids' face when you take them through these parades of, wow. You look at, and my brother is the only person I know that's ever slept through one of these parades while he was in it.
That'd be a little tough to do.
You'd think that, but he's a little different.
Yep.
But just see, I am amazed as I just keep looking up and down to see the amount of people with smiles on their faces.
Yeah, because the parade actually starts out at the old Goodyear, and then they come this way, so they come all the way down Wayne Street to Spring Street. So it's been running for probably, I'm going to say probably 15, 20 minutes by the time they get to us.
That's why the people in the front are so happy, because they get to this point. They've been on this parade path for quite a while.
Yep, they know where they're going. This is honor to Vietnam vets for our wall we got, and Chain Eagles will be behind it. That's who escorted them into town when they brought the wall.
And the cool thing there is, as you can't necessarily hear it, but as they come by, no matter which part that they're at, when they slow down and they stop, everybody stands and claps.
Yes.
It's amazing to think, too. I feel like we just started, and there's a good contingent as you look all the way down the street that has already passed us by.
Yeah. Yeah, when they brought the wall in from Walpock to St. Mary's, they had 385 motorcycles that escorted it.
We've reached the loudest part of the parade. That's the, that's the difference, how much you can actually hear us.
Yep.
So, that's not all that bad, though. You get to come out with the Chained Eagles, and you get to come out, go through that ride. It's already 75 degrees outside. It's a nice day to go for a ride. Why not just be in a parade?
Yeah.
We are here at the SummerFest Parade. We'll take a break and come back with more here from St. Mary's on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet into one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Dr. Compton has been delivering quality chiropractic care for nearly 20 years. He's committed to helping you find relief as quick as possible so there's no lengthy care plans. At Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, most insurances are accepted and walk-ins are always welcome. Conveniently located in downtown St. Mary's across from Chase Bank. To learn more, visit us online at smpainrelief.com and follow us on social media.
It's the name
that you wanna remember. Neck and back pain relief center.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at tellcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With tellcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
St. Mary's SummerFest Parade continuing here on Game Face Ohio on the streets of St. Mary's. Mike and Jim and a crowd favorite, I would imagine, with the horses.
Yes.
Not so much people who clean up the streets, but probably the crowd's favorite.
Yes, it is.
Just
they all like them.
Beautiful horses, too.
Yes. Those are from Miller's Funeral Home. It's got the president of the chamber and the executor on it, Abby.
I get to see just so much. Again, I talked about this a minute ago, but I absolutely just love this parade. We have the list, the way that it's sectioned out, but you get so much of a different smattering of lifestyle and different things that you get to see. One of the other best things that I think happens here during these SummerFest days here in St. Mary's, not only you'll get the football team and you'll get a lot of the band and the sports, but you get to have the queens and the princesses come through.
Yes.
And get to, and I got to see a little bit of that the other night here, but that's a really neat pageant, first of all, and then to see how many people came out for that, and now to see those young ladies riding through, waving on their Chevy in the parade.
Yeah, it's very well supported.
And probably so far the most intricate of the designs coming up here you'll see in just a second with the Cisco Float.
Yeah, they were award winner is from the poster in front from the voting out at the parking lot before they left.
That is a lot to have to put together. It's a very neat float, though. You have a lot going on there if you're just sitting around looking at it. Probably the best seat in the house might be that jet ski.
Yeah, got to get it right up front.
You don't have to take her all that far. You just drive the truck right down to the lake later on. You see the New Knoxville Fire Department as well. And another thing, it's kind of different having a lot of friends from big cities trying to explain to them just how different it is when you come from a small community of, well, Knoxville first, not that far away, but everybody so close, and you get to see all the people from the other towns that help make life easy when you're in distress.
Yeah, everybody kind of supports everybody, even though it's a festival here and not over there, but when they do theirs, ours go over there too, so, and everybody works together.
And of course you get to see Adam Vogel and Michaela Fisher, the king and queen this year for the Auglaize County Junior Fair Court, and no better season during the summer in Ohio. It's fair season every single week.
Yep.
You can go in a 40-mile radius and you can get whatever horrible food you can find. You get another look at, I love the meaning behind the Lots for Soldiers, the way that they have really come on to help, and having it kind of hits home a little bit, having had a lot of soldiers in my family, of just what they do to try and help those guys out.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. I'm a big member of the VFW, and we do a lot of that out there, and we just had a big fundraiser for it, and the actual one of the first houses that we're doing in St. Mary's is being done right now.
and you can hear it. You can't see it just yet, but coming up after the Church of the Nazarene float, walking down throwing out candy right now, you can hear the St. Mary's Band, and I know that that has been one that there are a lot of people who are sitting around here waiting for. Not that far away. They've got some cool things going on right now as you get a look at the cheerleaders. Got their pictures taken yesterday, got that all out of the way.
Yep, getting all ready.
It's amazing just how quickly this summer has gone by, just as we sit here, just short of 2 weeks before high school football starts. Well, Wapakoneta and Bell Fountain in game 1. St. Mary's in week 2 as they travel to Ottawa to take on OG. But a look at the All-Brass Marching Band, and it is going to get a lot busier for them coming up. They have a lot of things that they are involved in.
Good weather for them to be walking in today, though.
That's probably the one thing that makes them happy right now. They get to wear the t-shirts and shorts, at least for a little bit, and the seniors earning the right. Their shirts are a little different. Up on the backside, they all say senior on them, of a lot of 4-year members of the high school band. The flag corps led by Maketa Mealy, also one of the captains of the volleyball team. It's neat to see, though, too, being a small town kid, you get to be in so many different things, and you get to be in parades like this. A lot of those seniors, obviously the last time they'll probably do something like this.
Yep.
And the band just having a good time. You can hear them as they follow their way down the street, and you get a look at the flag girls as well. I'm not sure I would be all that coordinated enough to walk down the street, try to remember where I have to turn at, and try and flip the flag back and forth. So kudos to them. Playing music would be totally out of the loop.
Yeah, got more talent I'd ever have.
Little kids, I don't think that they're all that amused about anything that's going on, as long as they're getting candy, though, they're fine.
Yep, as long as that candy's thrown out, they'll get it.
Hey, I'm still there. People just walk up and hand us candy. I would be okay with it. Coming up here in the back part of the shot, as you'll get to see them in a second. You get to see the defending Western Buckeye League champs, the St. Mary's Rough Riders, and a lot of the seniors for this year's team, and that's it's going to be a big thing. There'll be a couple of truckloads that'll come through, but I keep wondering how hot it's got to be. It's only 75 outside, but in that mascot costume.
Yeah, he's pretty warm up there. He enjoys it, though.
He's trying to see if they'll throw him some candy as he waves to the cameras, but it'll be a big year for that group as they rebuild from losing a ton of senior leadership off a team. Went to the regional finals and fell to Trotwood Madison. Absolutely cannot wait for the season to kick off in 2 weeks. Week number 1, they get a very tough Sydney squad that'll come to town, or they'll go to town rather. And Andre Gordon is legit if you have not seen Sydney play. And now my favorite guys coming up. Just a couple of years ago, you wouldn't have even gotten to talk about this.
No.
But talk about that Trotwood game. If you don't know the story about the Cowbell Mafia and the Trotwood Madison Rams, with everything that went on there, look that up. It's on YouTube. It's a really neat story about how that group came together, and now in the parade, and you can't help but smile when they go by.
You're right, and here in a little bit, you'll see Trotwood. They're here.
Just a just a loud group. They're already down the block, and I still hear them. But again, another look. As there are more of the pageant participants crossing just behind the Cowbell Mafia. They probably are wondering why they ended up in that car.
Yeah.
They got to see some of the other participants go by earlier on, but they're probably wondering, how did we get stuck behind these guys? That's a good question. So have more participants here in a second as you see the youth football program walking by. This is a different thing too, because it's a long parade in terms of participants, but it really has flown by, and everybody has apparently got something else to do. They're probably trying to get the rest of the food here at SummerFest.
Yeah, they're ready for them down there. They've got food ready.
And I'll ask you, we talked about earlier on about how you put this parade on for a number of years, you and your wife, and how hard is it to get something like this to come together?
It's a little difficult in the beginning, but once you actually get it all put down on who you got coming, the hardest thing is to figure out who you're going to put in front of who and who you're not going to put in front of somebody else. And I mean, if you've got somebody with horses, you don't want the fire trucks and stuff around them, so you try to back them off and keep them away from them. And
I feel like it would probably be easier to plan who sits next to who at your wedding.
Yes, it would be. A lot easier.
Look, I'll only come if I can be next to this guy. Come on now. But it's got to feel good, though, being able to just sit back and look at it later on. You talked about, I heard you say off the air, that the years that you were involved with the parade, you never really got to see it because you were out trying to make sure that everything ran as smooth as possible. But to be able to sit and just watch these parades go by, it's got to be a cool thing being a member of the community.
It was very, very neat after I quit doing it and come up here to actually see how it looks like when it comes through town and how everybody reacts to it.
And it continues with I like mobile concerts. You can't make it to the concert, they bring it to you.
Bring it right out here.
That's the absolute best way to do it.
Yep.
Folks from Grand Lake Health System and the ambulance rolling by as well behind the music, and I guess that's something for them. They're not going to have a boring trip. They get to listen to music the whole time around. You'll see here in a second the two young ladies passing out the candy. They're holding a baby, and the baby wants absolutely nothing to do with it except for, could you give me that candy?
Yeah, hand it here.
It's like you're giving it away. That just sounds insane. Yet going past now, Richard Osberger is up on top as he waves to the crowd. It's always smart too, if you're running for anything, especially a judge, to have 3 or 4 people that have barrels full of candy right behind you.
Yeah, helps out.
Get that later on. Dad, can you vote for him? He gave me a lot of candy. I think you want to set up at the end of it, at the end of the parade, just to make sure you get what's left.
Just hand it out.
The young ladies you see from Little Miss Bremen Fest as well, with the Queen riding high on the back of the Corvette. And the good news for St. Mary's, I see right now, the future of the soccer program, there are a lot of kids wearing the soccer jerseys as they go by.
Knoxville's band came in.
Tell you what, the bands that have gone through both St. Mary's and in Knoxville so far, they've sounded great. We'll take a quick break and come back with more here on Game Face Ohio with the St. Mary's SummerFest Parade.
Hello?
Call dropped?
Hello?
No more minutes? Lost your phone?
Don't worry, telephone service from TSC is always crystal clear, never runs out of minutes, never has a dead battery, and most importantly, in an emergency, it displays your address for 911. Plus, TSC keeps you connected with free calling in our expanded calling area. Ask about telephone service from TSC today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Stars and Stripes Graphics is your local screen printer located just east of the St. Mary's Memorial High School. Visit our showroom for all things Rough Rider, including jackets, sweatshirts, hats, sweatpants, ball caps, and more. We also carry items for New Knoxville Rangers and select collegiate gear for Ohio State and Michigan. Stars and Stripes Graphics, your local screen printer.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Travis Faber coming by as we come back here to St. Mary's. Also, you'll see here in a second as he waves behind the New Knoxville band. The boys and gals from K94, where you can hear all the Rough Rider games this season. Myself and Denny Cisco throwing things out. Tell you what, they're a different group. I can't tell you any of those stories right now, but take my word for it. No, a fun group, and I love that they are here as well. Just a beautiful day in at St. Mary's. You think about, you look around, this might be one of the better days we've had for quite a while. Not all that hot. Perfect day to go across the street, get a deep fried taco.
Yep.
Which I've been hearing about all week, and it sounds amazing.
I had one right before I come up here. They're not bad.
Triple R Tire Service, and I imagine that the little one's not driving the truck. He might be.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just along for the ride.
That and home for the candy that's left.
He's trying to figure out how he can get candy up in the truck is what it is. It's one of my favorite summer songs, Shut Up and Dance, the baton twirling. Tell you what, I'm kind of nervous sitting over here. They don't want to have one of us with those. These girls are doing a great job though of being able, you got to go a couple of blocks and then stop, put on an entire routine, and continue to try and do it while you walk by. Hats off to them. Parade really does have everything coming up. A lot of bands. We saw the football team earlier on. Ronald Mcdonald's going to make his entrance here in a second. And there's probably going to be a lot of people running up and down the street trying to figure out where that excess candy went.
Yes. My little granddaughter's having fun out there. She can't get out there quick enough when they throw it.
She's had a couple of them too, where she's debated how far she can go into the street to go get it. As there you see Ronald on the back of the golf cart. Just makes me crave a cheeseburger. I think that's the theory, though. You come out to a parade, you come out to SummerFest, a fair, you're supposed to pretty much just eat anything you can find.
That's it. As my wife tells me, that's what they make a treadmill for.
That's what they make the rest of the months of the year for. The problem with that is, again, like we said earlier on, there's about a month solid of fairs and festivals and parades in Ohio. That's why we're sad when summertime's over.
Yeah. I was trying to get you some candy, but they won't even look at me. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to think maybe you could, how much candy you can stuff in the Effie's Boutique's box. That's a giant box. Yeah, I don't think they're going to throw this far. I think we're going to have about 13 different kids take it away from us.
Whoa. Kid just did a backflip.
Wow, that's see if she does it again here right in front of the camera. So hoping that maybe they're back far enough to get it one more time. Apparently only get that trick once. I think that's the other way. If you can do a backflip, you'd only do it once.
Yeah, I would.
It's like, I can do it. I already did it. Now everybody just, it's weird how you get the, I would imagine it would be harder to walk in these types of parades because you're trying to keep that, you talked earlier about the separation from different floats, but you get those little lulls where, oh, we don't want to get too close, then you get caught passing out something or just right back behind. Seems like we get that. We got a little bit of an open spot, now we're going to get a run. Get the stallions coming up, and wonder if they just let us ride down the boat later on.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think that'd be the most fun thing, the Corridor Association. Just let you ride the boat. I always think of those as a guy. I love history myself, and I look at those boats, and I think, you know, we're not that far removed from them riding those boats thinking, you'll never have concrete and be able to ride up and down the street in a car. It's amazing how quickly things can change. They see the St. Mary Stallions. They don't seem all that ready to throw that candy out.
They're trying to pick it up off the ground.
A couple of them had handfuls of it, and only one or two were making it out at a time. And it's neat to see. You get to see the youth bands as they come up too. It's been a contrast in numbers, though. You get to see them kind of grow as not only as the experience comes up, but as they go along, the numbers. That's good for St. Mary's that they continues to get bigger and bigger.
Oh, yes.
And the gentleman in front of us, as he comes up into frame, you see him. You got to keep it going. You got to try to maybe be a little slower. Might have stalled it a couple of times.
Now, these guys started coming about 2 years ago. This is the Antique Farm Club out of Walpock, the Buckeye Farmers, I think is what their actual name is. But that's turned out real good.
And that's my favorite part, is watching them try and go slow enough to pick up a little bit of pace and then try not to stop. I think the worst one might be being one of the guys in the middle, because you don't even get to set the pace in the front or the back, or whether you got to catch up.
Yeah.
I just always, I'm always amused by looking at the faces of the participants as they look out on the crowd. They're trying to figure out exactly where it is they want to go and how fast or slow they want to get there, but also they're trying to enjoy it a little bit, but, oh, I need to be over there. So this young lady seems like she's having a fun time. Just look at the dichotomy between the size of the wheel, and she's trying to keep it straight. And the Cub Scouts coming through as well, as they get the job of following the tractor, but not too closely. I always feel like one of them would probably, as this goes along, maybe try and hide in the tent. Just need to take a little nap halfway through the parade. It's gotta be pretty long though for younger kids.
Yeah, well, yeah.
At least when you get to ride in the cars, I see a little hand waving out of the express delivery, the auto parts that at least it's air conditioned. Normally when it's days, I know you guys have had days
95 degrees
where it's 95 or worse, but and you see the plow for the state of Ohio. The good news is that thing is not in action right now. That's the one thing we do not need. Of course, in a couple weeks, I'll probably be thinking completely different.
I could live with this weather all year round.
I know, I always say that about where can I move where it's 75 all the time. And they have some kind of other problem, though. And this is the tailgate for cancer that I absolutely love this event, having cancer runs through my family, and just to be able to, with the radio station, to do a small thing with them every year. We get to interview them before the Salina-St. Mary's game and help out. That just an absolutely phenomenal group of people, and what they're doing for cancer research is just tremendous.
Yes, it is, and they do a lot of work with it, and they put a lot of time into it. And
I think that's it's in October this year, right? It's like the third week of October.
That sounds right.
Usually the Saturday afternoon, they raise a lot of money. I know when they have the Buckeyes play. Usually the night after. Last year it was the week before the St. Mary's Salina game. But just a tremendous group of people that we get to talk to every year. And they give me koozies, which will make my wife happy.
It's like we don't have enough of them.
And you get to see another look at some young ladies who they've had a couple different looks on their faces, because they don't get to be the ladies walking, don't get to be the ones in the truck, and they don't have to try and pull up the gown the whole time they're walking down the street.
I was just glad to see them have tennis shoes on instead of heels.
Again, it's like earlier on, as you see Abby Williams on the back of the car as well. I always laugh because I think, how'd you lose that? Did you flip a quarter?
Good question.
I mean, I realized that the winner would get to sit in the back, but other than that, you just pretty much, you have bad luck otherwise.
Yep.
We're gonna have you walk a mile or so, and you're gonna have to pull your dress up the whole. That should go well. Tom Stowing repair with the giant flag in the back, and it's a little breezy down here, but again, it's a phenomenal day, so I'm sure that there are some really neat pictures that'll come out of that as it makes its way through. And again, outside of St. Mary's, we talked about New Knoxville earlier on. Get to see the Montezuma Fire Department as a part of today's parade. And you don't realize, too, growing up in a fire department family, I talked about earlier that you get to see that of all the small towns. If anything happens, you realize everyone truly does have your back, and that's a neat thing to grow up with. Also get a look at, as a lot of the young ladies that competed in a lot of the pageants this summer, there's some really nice cars that have come through here.
Yes, there is. It's a real nice Trans Am. That's what I was just looking at.
And you take a look at the All-Glace County Dairy Princess in Marissa Top as she comes by our cameras. We're trying to think of how we can get a ride on that car, but I don't think that they're going to let us do it.
Not me.
He's right on, right in, either way. Maybe he'll just let us test drive it for a little bit.
That'd be fun.
Hopefully, no one has to call about what that S word that's on the back of this truck right now is for quite a while. When it was pointed out to me where we were right now, when I looked up, that was the first word that I saw. If you do, give them a call, but hopefully that's not for a long, long time. And the young man on the front of the first tractor, his dad driving it, he wants nothing to do with it. He was just trying to get out at any point. Some really nice tractors that have come through as well.
Those are all Whitney's snowplow people. That's one of their other jobs. They sandblast and redo old tractors.
So there have been some absolutely just beautiful ones that have gone by the last couple of minutes.
That's a big one.
Jim, how long would it take you to climb up into that one?
Quite a while. That first step would be the one for me.
Right? Let me try and get a step ladder just to get up onto the step. And of course, St. Mary's Fire Department will be represented here for a couple of minutes. And the township, that's a nice looking fire truck. Getting to see how those have really gotten bigger and better over the years. It's impressive to see. And there's probably a lot of kids right now that, one, immediately want them to honk the horn at every stop, and two, are trying to think, how can I get up into that fire truck and take a ride?
Yeah, that and the siren.
I will say that is one of the coolest things to be able to be lucky enough to do as a kid, is riding a fire truck. I think at every point in your life, at some youth juncture, every kid wants to be a fireman. You see the red fire trucks from St. Mary's. The next one you see here from New Bremen. And the young man's about to prove my point.
Yep.
There was a kid on each side. Little girl waving on this side. Sucker in her mouth and all.
Looks like the tail end of it coming.
That's what it looks like. But it's been a great time. There's been a lot of neat things we've been able to see here. Don't forget, coming up, we are just right now 13 days as the calendar gets ready to turn from the start of high school football. Week number 1, Bellefontaine and Wapakoneta here on Game Face Ohio. Week 2, it'll be the battle from Week 10 last year that decided the Western Buckeye League, as the Ottawa Glandorf Titans will play host to the St. Mary's Rough Riders. We hope that you can join us for those. Find us online at GameFaceOhio.com, on Twitter, on Facebook as well. A lot of cool things coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's amazing. Already reached the fall sports season.
You're free to wrap it up, because that's it, right? If that's it, go ahead and close it out. Thank them for watching the parade.
So we thank you so much here for tuning in to Game Face Ohio, watching the St. Mary's SummerFest Parade. For the boys in the truck and the guys that have been bringing you the pictures, for Jim Heistan, I'm Mike Hirn. Have a great night and even better tomorrow from all of us here at Game Face Ohio.